Hello everyone. Welcome to Talent Sculptors live Q&A session about DevOps and its culture with our former trainee and industry expert V. Nagabalaji. He'll be joining with us shortly. All right, looks like there are some internet issues here. Let us give it a minute, guys. All right. Okay. Hi, Balaji.
Hi Akshay, how are you?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Good to see you after so many
Yeah,
long time, so much long time.
yes, yes, yes. I'm also feeling so good to talk with you after a long time. So,
Okay.
while I was in should we had a conversation after that now it's a really good time.
Sure. Thank you for that, Balaji. All right. So before I get on to all the questions about DevOps, you know, I would like to know your daily life, especially your work-related life now, and how it has changed after this pandemic has started. So, what are the main changes that has happened to work-related experience, Balaji?
Yeah, before the pandemic, I was working in my office, so we had a good communication, like in my office mates. So the
Okay.
work was very easy when we do discuss each other. But after the pandemic, we used to work from home, so that little
Okay.
risk to work out. When we get stuck in between, so we have to find out the solution. So that
Okay.
time it's little uh, risk to communicate with our team. So,
Okay.
but even though we have a WebEx or a, Microsoft Teams to discuss, but
Yeah.
even the environment is different. So the office environment and home environment is more different. So it's little tough to work
Okay.
in. But even it's almost 1 year, so we are almost settled
Okay.
in that environment. So it's not
Okay.
hard.
Okay. So, do you miss your
Yeah.
office environment?
Yeah, of course. I'm little,
Okay.
even though I'm missing
All
my office
right.
environment. Yeah.
Yes. All right. Sure, Balaji. So let's not, wait up our audience now, and I will
Okay.
start with a very basic question about your
Okay.
technology, and that is, what is DevOps, and how can a layman or how can a fresher understand what is DevOps, Nagabalaji?
Exactly. So you could see in that name itself, DevOps. It's a combination of development and
Yeah.
operation. So long we have been using the waterfall model. So it's little slow when comparing the right now that we are using DevOps and Agile pod. So
Okay.
DevOps is not a just tool. It's like a practice
Okay.
of multiple tools, and it's a concept to work
Okay.
on. We could see it like bridge between the development and quality assurance and operation. It's like three
Okay.
teams combined work together. It's called DevOps. So it's a
Okay.
short definition about DevOps. So if you go into detail, like how DevOps is working.
Yeah.
So whenever the developer completes their code, they push their code into the source control. Like
Yeah.
what are the we already know the some tools like Bitbucket and GitHub, they usually commits their code into source control. So after that, the build process will be happening. So that process we call continuous integrations.
Okay.
So whenever we commit the code, the continuous integration part will happen. So we have number of tools like Jenkins, Bamboo for that.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
yeah, so after the build dance, we have to release the code in the
Okay.
environment, like in the environment wise, like development, test, and production. So this
Okay.
is the total process we are doing in DevOps.
Okay. All right. Sure, sure, Balaji. Thank you very much for that. And that
Okay.
brings me to my second question, and that is, what kind
Okay.
of code does a DevOps engineer do? What kind of technologies, or which code editor applications you use? You know.
Yeah, so mostly DevOps part doesn't mean to work on code, but here we
Okay.
are using scripting languages like
Okay.
shell scripting, PowerShell scripting, Bash scripting, Ruby scripting. So
Yeah.
as I said before, DevOps does automation part. So what are the things that we want to do automate? So the scripting helps to do that part.
Okay.
So as I said before, we have a number of tools to achieve that our goal,
Okay.
like Jenkins, Bamboo. So in that process, we add the scripting language to complete our build and deploy part. So
Hmm.
that's what we do in scripting. But even if we know Java and .NET, depending on our client requirement, we can work on development part also. So
Okay.
I would highly recommend, if you're a DevOps engineer, you should know all the all the environments, so all
Okay.
the things.
Okay.
So
All right.
that's important.
Okay. So as a layman, what I'm able to gather, the basic knowledge about DevOps is that it is much more. It makes application much more automated. Is that
Yes.
correct,
Yes, I'd
Nagabalaji?
say
Okay.
yes.
All right.
So
Okay.
there is that's kind of automation. So before we used to work manually, so we
Yeah.
automate things right now. So when we do manually, it will take more time to accomplish our task. So
Okay.
DevOps really help us to move automations. This kind of
Okay.
culture, we are most of the companies adopting DevOps culture.
Oh, okay.
So DevOps engineers as a plays a vital role on it.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So less. So work is going to get less for the humans, and machines will be working more.
Yes.
Is that correct,
Yeah, it's kind
Balaji?
of yes, definitely. But it's kind of a one-time setup. But you should have to work more concentrate on that. So once you complete that setup,
Yeah.
it will be easy for you when you do the upcoming work.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So it's kind of sets the stage, right?
Yes.
In the development environment, it kind of sets the stage, and it makes the applications automated, so the work efficiency can increase, right? Okay.
Yes.
All right. Okay. All right. Okay. That's very nice to hear, and it's very not engaging. It's much more like, for me, it's getting very curious now. I would really love to know about DevOps. You know, it's
Right.
getting much more curious now. So for me, and our audience, Nagabalaji, what are the prerequisites, or what are the tools, or if there are any websites, or if there are any books, as a layman, how can I learn DevOps?
So you are preparing to learn DevOps. We have a
Okay.
lot of online courses in the DevOps. So if you know basic on skill developing part, so you have to know about basic commands in Linux, Unix,
Okay.
OS. So you have to know how to handling the OS, and
Okay.
so once you learn about this, it will be easy for you in working in DevOps.
Okay. Okay.
And apart from that, you have to know about how to build the job and where to build, where to deploy. So those things you have to know. And
Okay. Okay.
if you are a Java developer or if you are a .NET developer, you know which tool you have to use to build the job.
Okay.
So you have to add the properties in CI/CD tool. So when it comes
Okay.
to CI/CD, you should know what is CI/CD. So
Okay.
DevOps engineer should know the part. CI/CD is nothing but continuous integration and continuous delivery.
Okay.
So as I said, no. So once you commit your code, how you have to build. So there is a if a Java that project, you have to know how to use Maven to build that code.
Okay.
If you're a .NET developer, you know how to MS Builder to build your pod. So
Okay.
and, you have to know the uh, back of the things, how to apply patches, those things and all you
Okay.
have to know. These are the
Okay.
prerequisites for that.
Okay. All right. All right. Sure. Sure, Balaji. All right. So and okay, that I have an adjoining question for that. Right. So let's say as a layman, I learn all these prerequisites for DevOps, and I start working on it. And and after some time, I might develop a very small application and everything, and then I find a opening for it. Like there's a DevOps opening in an organization. So to think from future perspective, how DevOps is a good career, Balaji? Is it like is it future oriented, or
Yes.
what are your thoughts on it?
So my thoughts on it and DevOps, like as I said, so with minimum requirement, you can do maximum work. Like
Okay.
so, so about automation. So once you commit your changes, you don't want to do manually. So the tool will definitely help you to do the delivery part to your client. So that's much.
Yeah.
We can do using the DevOps tools. I mostly
Okay.
prefer Atlassian product, like it all do for us, like committing code using Bitbucket, and they are
Okay.
providing Jira for us. We can track our task where we are.
Okay.
So the Jira part will be helping, and then Bamboo part doing the build process and deployment process.
Okay.
So these are highly recommended.
Okay. And what about if a person is from non-IT background? Can he or she enter the DevOps career, Balaji?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
Anyone can enter the DevOps easily. So,
Okay.
as we know, if we don't know about anything from programming side, we started to learn. So, like that, the same process for
Okay.
DevOps also. So
Okay.
the main thing is you should have basic knowledge on scripting. So that's
Scripting.
scripting. So like PowerShell scripting or shell scripting, wherever scripting. So you have to very well in scripting part. So once you
Okay.
understand very well, so you can work easily in DevOps part.
Okay. Okay. All right. So as a layman, I need to have basic knowledge of power scripting and cell scripting.
Shell scripting.
Cell
Yeah.
scripting. Okay. All right. And some basic knowledge about Java and other technologies.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. All right. All right. That's very good to hear, Balaji. And there's a lot of information that you have shared, especially in terms of a fresher's perspective, or
Yes.
for someone who is from a non-IT background. Okay. Yes, Balaji, we have some viewers. So if it's all right with you, I would like to request them if they have any questions related to DevOps.
Yes. Definitely, we
Sure.
should share our knowledge, whatever
All right.
question they.
All right. So, guys who are watching us live right now, we are open to questions. Balaji has already answered my questions. Which sorry, which he has already shared some basic knowledge about DevOps and DevOps career. So we are open to questions now. If any of you want to ask questions related to DevOps, what is a DevOps culture? How can you learn about DevOps? So please feel free to ask questions. Okay, sure. Balaji, while we wait for our audience to pull out a question, they can also write the question in the comment section as well. So while we wait for that, can you share some of the DevOps projects that you have worked upon? Like not the confidential information, but of course something that
Yes.
you developed and it's out in the world. Can you share an example with us?
Yes, so I'm basically working for a US client. So
Okay.
in that, I'm working on the Java project and .NET project. So
Okay.
for that, I've been using the Bamboo tool for
Okay.
build and deployment, and also
Yeah. Yeah.
I've been working on a migration port for
Okay.
TFS to Bitbucket. So for that, I've been using PowerShell scripting. So the script
Okay.
will do everything like migrating the code from TFS to Bitbucket. For us, it will create a project and a repository. Everything the script will do, and it will
Okay.
also giving the user permission and group permission. Whatever we add into the script, it will does for
Okay.
us.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
All right. That's
and
good to hear. Yeah.
yeah, so more things been working in the last 2 years, like in a cloud hosting part. So we have been using Azure DevOps and GCP, and more about uh,
Okay.
to deploy a application on our cloud
Okay.
environment.
Okay. All right. Sure. Balaji, just so you know, one of our viewer, his name is Karthika Vokes,
Fireworks.
has commented. He's saying Balaji is informative for freshers. Thanks for sharing your experience. So
Thanks, Kathy.
yeah. So that's good to hear, Balaji. And
Yes.
it's a really valuable information that you have shared. So thank you very much for that. Okay, Balaji, that moves on to my now last question, and that is like, how did our Stride program, our Talent Sculptor Stride full stack developer program that you enrolled back in 2018, how did it help you to adapt to all these new technologies? Like, DevOps was then back then, but I believe you entered into your organization by the technology of Python. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes, right. And then you
Python and Java.
Python and Java, but then you moved on to
Yeah.
a DevOps career. So how did Stride helped you, to be very fast in adapting to these technologies?
Yeah, when started learning about Stride intensive training, I don't know anything about IT background and IT knowledge. So
Yeah.
totally I understand how IT is functioning. So
Okay.
the basic knowledge on IT, and also I've learned basic programming languages like as
Yeah.
you mentioned Python and Java. So
Yeah.
it really helped me when I moving to DevOps. So when I started learning scripting, in that time also I could easily understand the scripting part as well. So
Okay.
really, that Stride programming helped me a lot
Okay.
to move it on that. So after I completed Stride, so I got various opportunity where I'm learning itself.
Okay.
So it's really helped me for it.
Sure, sure. All right. Hey, Balaji, we have our first question. It is from Guru Murthy. He's asking that what is the role of Docker in CI/CD pipeline? Can he get a basic explanation about it?
Okay, so the Docker is a containerization tool. So once you complete your application, you just put into the Docker. So the Docker what does running the image as containerization. So in CI/CD pipeline, we can add the Docker property. So as I said, Jenkins or Bamboo. So in Bamboo, we have a property called Docker. So
Okay.
we can add the information in the pipeline. So the pipeline will take care of um, the information, and it will start integration part. So that's much working on.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much for that, Balaji. And thank you very much, Guru Murthy, for asking that question. I believe Nagabalaji has answered for your question. What is the role of a Docker in CI/CD pipeline? Okay. All right. Thank you very much for that, Balaji. Okay. Yeah, guys, our audience, we are still open to questions. You can still ask. Balaji, he is here with us. Is spending his weekend with us. All right. So Guru Murthy has replied, Balaji. He's saying yes, it helps. Thanks for explaining it for me.
Yeah, thanks, Guru.
Thanks, Guru. All right. Okay. All right. Sure, Balaji. I believe our audience, that is for up to their questions for today. And definitely, guys, whomever is going to watch this video, we are still open to questions. Like, after this video is posted on our social media pages, if you have any questions related to DevOps, I can transfer your questions to Balaji, and I can get the help you need. So whenever you watch this video, please feel free to ask questions related to DevOps culture, or the career related to it. Okay. All right. Sure. All right, Balaji. I believe we can bring this Q&A session to a closure now. It was very good to see you, and it was very nice to hear about all these information
Yeah,
related to DevOps and the prospects and the future related to it. So it was very nice to hear.
sure.
It really got me curious. So definitely, I'm going to do some research about DevOps, and if possible, we will also try to do a part two session of it, and I will try to get you some difficult questions.
Sure, actually.
Right?
Sure,
Hey,
and I would
yeah,
like also thank you for the opportunity you provided. And I think another question came,
yes, yes, yes,
yeah, in between.
and yeah, and it's from Camilas Leroy. He's asking what are the
Yeah,
differences between continuous testing and automation testing?
okay. So continuous testing is nothing but it's like when it comes to continuous, we are using the pot. Like we can add we can add selenium or a catalog into the our build pipeline as like properties. So as I said before for Docker, so once we complete our development, it will run our build pod. So after build pod completes, it will run us our test pod.
Okay,
So it will like called continuous testing. So automation testing, we can use it manually doing the port like Selenium. We are using
okay,
Selenium. So in that
okay,
Selenium itself, we are testing the applications. So that's difference between automation testing and continuous testing.
okay. All right. So, yeah, thank you very much for answering that, Balaji. I believe
Thanks.
Kamila's, he got his answer. At least I got. So I believe same goes for him as well. Right? So, Kamilas, thank you very much for asking that question. I believe this was a very basic question, but it was needed for the time being. Okay,
Yeah,
okay, okay. All right, all right. So, guys, yes, we are still open for another 2 or 5 minutes. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask. You know, all right. Okay. Yeah. All right. So Kamilas has replied and he's saying thank you, Balaji. So thank you very much for that. All right. Okay. Okay. All right, Balaji. I believe, that is up for today, for today's question. Yeah, I got my answers, and I believe two of our audience also got their answers. So thank you very much for that, Balaji, and thank you very much for spending time with us. On a Saturday evening, especially.
So
So, right, all right, all right, Balaji. It was very good to see you. Thank you very much for sharing the information related to DevOps, and we hope to hear from you more, and we hope to see you more. Right.
yeah, thank you
All
so
right.
much.
All right. Thank you very much, Balaji. All right, guys, everyone, please stay safe, stay healthy, and take care. Keep on learning. Yeah. Happy learning, happy growing. All right. Goodbye. Take care, everyone.
Yeah, thanks.